Hey, grace to you and peace from God the Father and our Lord Jesus Christ. You've tapped into Real Talk from the Heart. I want to thank you for joining me this morning. I encourage you. To be reading through the Bible and let the Bible be reading through you. If you read the Bible 7 chapters per day, you can read through the Bible twice in a year. And it takes the average reader about an hour to read those 7 chapters. So 1 hour. It reminded me of what Jesus asked the disciples, right? Could you not watch with me for 1 hour? Can you give the Lord an hour every day to spend at his feet and let him show you his heart and reveal his heart to you? Man, I hope you can do that. But hey, this morning's 7 chapters were Luke chapter 15, verse 21. Luke 15, verse 21. And our devotion this morning is from Luke 19, those 10 verses. And I love this story because it's about Zacchaeus. And so I'm going to take off reading and we're going to have our real talk in the midst of this, man. It says, Then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Now behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector, and he was rich. Man, this guy was wealthy. And it says this, and he sought to see who Jesus was. Notice that. It doesn't say that he merely sought to see Jesus. It says he sought to see who Jesus was. That's important. Check it out. And it says, but could not because of the crowd, for he was of short stature. Here's what he did. It says, so he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to, it says, see him, for he was going to pass that way. And so you see a man who is seeking not only to see Jesus, but to see who Jesus is. And the real cool thing about that story is that simultaneously, Jesus was seeking Zacchaeus, and you're going to see that in the story. Check it out. This grown man, right, doesn't care about how he's perceived climbing up in a tree, but he knows that it's going to take some sacrifice to get to see who Jesus is. And I love this, man. And when Jesus came to the place, so it's like Jesus, again, was intentionally seeking out Zacchaeus. He came to the place. I love that. When Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down. Right, hurry up, come down. Check this out. For today, notice that, because Jesus is going to bring it up later. Today, I must stay at your house, right? The place where you've been making yourself comfortable. Jesus says, I'm invading that, man. I'm coming to that. Check this out, y'all. So he made haste and came down and received him joyfully. Beloved, I want to ask you, have you received Jesus joyfully yet? If you haven't received him joyfully yet, you better do it today. Today. Do it today. Receive Jesus joyfully. And he says this, but when they saw it, right, this is talking about the religious leaders, right, the self-righteous people. When they saw it, they all complained, saying, I love this, he has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. Oh, man, I get emotional thinking about that, man. He has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. That's what he did for you and me, beloved. And let me tell you what, Jesus is the best guest for a sinner. He's the best guest for a sinner. And I love this, man. It says, then Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, look, Lord. So notice how Zacchaeus is addressing him. Adonai, master, boss. And so you see already in Zacchaeus a surrendered heart. He's seeking him. He's making sacrifices to get to know who he is. But then listen, man, he's acknowledging him as Lord. That is a heart that's seeking Jesus. The heart that is seeking Jesus acknowledges him as Lord. And so Zacchaeus calls him Lord. I give half of my goods to the poor, and if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore fourfold. So the heart that is seeking Jesus longs to make things right. Not only make things right with God, but to make things right with others. That is a heart that is genuinely seeking the Lord. Now watch this, verse 9. And Jesus said to him, today, remember I told you that? Today, salvation has come to this house. What house? The house of the man who was a sinner. Salvation came to his house. I love that, man. Because he also is a son of Abraham. Why does Jesus bring that up? is because it is faith in Messiah. It is faith in Jesus Christ that makes us sons of Abraham, right? And so he says here, this man has been saved today because he's had the same faith, right, as Abraham. It was accounted unto him for righteousness, right? His faith, it says. For the Son of Man, now watch this, for the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. Now, in the context, it was Zacchaeus. It was Zacchaeus. I told you, man, Zacchaeus was seeking Jesus, seeking to see who he was, but simultaneously, Jesus was seeking Zacchaeus, who was lost. And there was this mutual seeking, man. And so listen, man, this morning, man, I'm talking to you about seeking him who is seeking you. Man, there's a lot of things that people can give their life away to seeking pleasure, seeking popularity, seeking recreation, seeking all these things. And those things will never seek them back. But you and I, man, we're made to seek him, the one who is seeking us. And so I hope you're seeking him today. I hope the one thing that marks your life and my life is that we are known as being seekers after God, cravers after Christ. That's the one thing that should define our lives and describe our lives, because anything else is going to burn. The Lord loves you. I love you too, man. I'm praying for you, genuinely praying for you. I hope you're praying for me as well, man. The Lord loves you. I love you, man. Have a great Tuesday in Jesus' mighty name. God bless y'all.